everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am going to just do a good old-fashioned book show and tell. These are books that I have acquired within the last month and a half, and I wanted to just show them to you. I think I counted I have about 16. A lot of these I've gotten from thrift stores and library bookstores, like $2 or $3. I have a lot of really great finds, so I'm just gonna get right into it. I have quite a few like self-help psychology books that I have found that I'm really excited about, and a lot of these are on my list or are authors that I wanted to read. The first one I have is the Anne Lamott book, and it's called Small Victories: Spotting Improbable Moments of Grace. I read the green one. I forget what it's called. I've read one of her books before though, and I kind of had like mixed feelings about this, or about that one. So I wanted to like give her another shot. I will say her books are very aesthetically pleasing. Like the fonts are different colors, which I think is really cool. So yeah, I'm excited to get to that. I'm not really sure, like, I don't have a time that I'm gonna read any of these, by the way. These are just added to my collection. The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck, Finding the Path to Your True Self. This was a library bookstore find, and I've heard interesting things about this. I've had a few friends read it and they recommended it, so I said, hey, why not? This one is another really cool cover and also just an interesting topic. That's Chatter by Ethan Kross, The Voice in Our Head and Why It Matters. And it's also a very, looks like a good size to just read. It's under 200 pages, but I think that's really an interesting topic, so I picked that up. Then I have When Grief Equals Love: Long-Term Perspectives on Living with Loss by Lizzie Pickering. First of all, I did really enjoy the cover. Also, unfortunately, this year I personally have dealt with a lot of loss. And so I'm interested in just seeing what this book has to say about that topic. And maybe in helping with me and other people in my life deal with and cope with that loss. That's something I'm very interested in reading. Then the last two I have is Soul Shift: The Weary Human's Guide to Getting Unstuck and Reclaiming Your Path to Joy, which, first of all, okay, I'm gonna say this about every book I feel like, but I feel like the self-help psychology genre have really cool covers. This is by Rachel Macy Stafford, by the way. And then last I have Bittersweet by Susan Cain, How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole. I have read her first book, Quiet. I had a little bit, again, mixed feelings about it, so I wanted to give her a try with her new book. So those are all like the self-help and like psychology nonfiction. Then another genre that I absolutely love, and I think it's probably one of my favorite like genres, is like learning about nature and animals. So I have a couple books that I'm really excited. The Fox and I, The Uncommon Friendship by Catherine Raven. I have not read this yet, but I've heard great things, and this is like, I'm kind of surprised that I haven't read this yet, given how much I love reading about just like random animals. And yeah, and I just love it when people connect with nature. So, and then the next one is actually a very favorite author of mine. This is Danu Montgomery of Time and Turtles. Mending the World Shell by Shattered Shell. She has written one of my favorite books called The Hummingbird's Gift. She also wrote The Octopus Soul. Those two books are really good. If you've not read Asai Montgomery and you're interested about nature and animals, I highly recommend. And yeah, so I think that does it for my nonfiction section. I do have a couple of advanced readers copies that I'm gonna get to. These come out in 2024, so I still have time to like get to them. This is the first arc that I got is With Every Great Breath by Rick Bass, which are essays about like environmentalism and whatnot. So I will definitely be getting to that. And then this is a fiction about like a couple, I guess, that like river rafts and how they that's all I really know about it. So it's like about outdoor couple that does outdoor activities together, but I'm sure it's more than that. Then onto the fiction that I have to just start off with this one because yeah, I just feel like this is the book I need to start off showing you. The first book I have in my fiction pile is Ghost at a Watchman by Harper Lee. I've owned and unhauled this one because To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my favorite books, if not my favorite book. I recently did a reread of it. I absolutely love that book. And so just I've been really weary hearing the things I've heard about Ghost at a Watchman. I'm gonna read it though, and just what it is. But yeah, I have the audiobook checked out from Libby, so I will probably get to this sooner than later. Then I have Ladies of the Lake, which is a book that was like on the staff picks of my an indie bookstore that I go to, and it takes place in Canada, and it's a World War I historical fiction. So I don't know, it just sounds really good, and it takes place in Canada, part of it at least, so that was cool. Then the next one honestly was pure cover buy, but I feel like I might like it. And that is The Off Season by Randy Kraft. And I don't know, this actually takes place during a pandemic. When was this written? It's about like okay, so this like has to do with like a couple and they retreat and they like to a beach, and then the pandemic blows in. It says, the blurb says, for readers who enjoy contemplative fiction about intimate relationships and those who have ever considered escape from daily living in the hope of forging a new path. So I will definitely be looking forward to reading that. Then this one, I was like, I found this again for $2 at the library bookstore, and this is like a new release from what I know. Like, it came out not too long ago, but when I saw it, I had to like snatch it up because it looks like something that I would like. And that is The Library of Burned Books by Brianna Buskis. I don't know how you say that. But this just looked really like a cover that I would enjoy. Historical fiction is like literally one of my favorite genres. So I was like, I gotta pick that up. And since it was a bargain, I was like, why not? Then I have two more. The With Love from Cold World. This is by Alicia Thompson, who wrote Love in the Time of Serial Killers, which I really don't have any interest in reading. I've heard mixed reviews on that. It's not something that I'm particularly interested in. I've been traveling a lot, and I've seen this in like the Hudson Bay, you know, the stores and the airport, and I picked it up and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get it. And then I finally decided to get it. And I just really do like the blue as well. But also, the main character, the female main character's name is Lauren. So I have a bias a little bit, but there's that. Then the last one is actually one that I've I used to work at an independent bookstore, and I almost bought it when I worked there, and I've seen this book across YouTube, one of my favorite booktubers, Books and Lalas. This is one of her favorite books, but for whatever reason I've never like just had any interest in like picking it up, even though I was like, that sounds interesting. And that would be Ride Upon Styx by Clonberry. I found this for $3 and I was like, okay, this is a sign that I need to pick this up. I think it's really interesting. Just the concept of the book, of the fact that she came up with the game and like a whole thing around it. And it just sounds so different, but like in the best way possible. So I am finally have a copy of this. Again, with all these books that I showed you, I'm not sure when I'm gonna get into it, because I also have like fall books that I want to start planning a vlog or something with, which I wanted to have separate with these. So if you do see a book that you're like, that's my favorite, you should read that ASAP, feel free to let me know in the comments and I will definitely take that into consideration. Let me know what you're reading or what books you personally bought, and I will talk to you later.